Pati and welcome back to A Small Geeky Chica Figures. Today we're doing entry number 32 in my Nendoroid Collection series with number 789, Ushijima Wakatoshi from Haikyuu. So we've seen quite a few captains now, and now we have the toughest captain from the toughest team in the Miyagi Prefecture in the Haikyuu show from, I believe his school is Shiratorizawa. And we have Wakatoshi, who is basically their rival for the entirety of the third season of Haikyuu, where it's just that one game. So if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's really fun. But here we have him. He's the sole member of his team that has a Nendoroid. I'm really surprised Nendo doesn't have a Nendoroid. But as the captain, he does get one. So as you already can start to see, he has his captain jacket right back there. But yeah, let's take a look at his box. Of course, he has a pose where he's doing his serve because he has the most intense serves that even Nishinoya had a hard time receiving. He has his captain jacket. He has his very, very serious face holding the volleyball, which means based on this position, I'm gonna guess it has a little nub that goes into the volleyball. Another intense serve pose that you can do with a special effect, just to let you know how hard he's hitting it and how fast it's going. And then you also have this a little more cocky face when he's kind of confronting Hinata and Kageyama. And then we have a cuter, more relaxed face where he's just drinking water. Very cute. But yeah, let's get the only member of this team out of his box. And here we have Ushijima Wakatoshi. So let's get him out. And as we can see all his face plates, his extra leg parts, his has a whole bunch of extra arm parts, his jacket, the water bottle, his volleyball, and the special effect. But like always, let's start by looking at his little booklet and just confirming that yeah, that is pretty much everything he should have. His extra things, his jacket, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 extra arm pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. And the 2 extra leg. 1, 2. It looks like 1, 2, 3. There are 4 extra shoulder pieces. Otherwise, the other hands use either the regular shoulders or one of the other ones. It has the instructions like usual to how to put on the jacket and the stand at the same time, pointing out the little holes in the nubs. And it also gives you information on how to use the special effect with the ball. Yeah, let's get him out of this blister and take a closer look. As you've seen, like most Haikyuu characters, he has his extra long stand that looks like a part of a volleyball court. Again, a different spot compared to the other ones we've seen so far. And then he has his regular stand to hold it up. And this really long one, which is supposed to be this long. Because as you know, I do mix them up. But yeah, it looks like this is the right one to help you hold the ball in the air so you can have special effects of him doing his intense poses. And then an extra neck piece like most Nendoroids come with. Let's just leave it there. So let's take a look at the boy himself, Wakatoshi, in his serious face, his number 1, his white and purple uniform, Shiratorizawa. I'm really surprised there isn't an Nendoroid for Tendo to be like his best buddy. He is the lone representative of his school. And then we have his 2 other faces. A little more cocky face when he's super sure of him when talking to Kageyama or Hinata. And then a lot more pleasant face with his eyes closed. Very cute. Like Daichi and Kuro and let's see, Oikawa we've seen. I think that's everyone we've seen. He comes with his captain jacket, which is always fun to pose him in. And then he has his bent legs, and I'm assuming these are 2 different legs. You can't see them right now, but I bet if I take out the joint, gotta be careful because I don't want to break it. Sure, it doesn't seem like it wants to come out right there. Here we go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yeah, it doesn't seem like this really wants to come out, but I bet inside there is an R and an L. Doesn't seem like I have the right grip for it right now. I'm just spinning them around, which happens. But yeah, I'm sure one is a right leg and one is a left leg. Though sometimes I have a little bit of a hard time telling which is which, especially if you mix them around like that. But anyway, he has all his little extra arms. This one I forget if this is after he's spiked or when he's about to spike or serve the ball. He's like hand preparation. And then yeah, this is the hand I bet that holds the volleyball. Let's see if we can get his volleyball out, because as you know, these are sometimes a little tricky to like grab out of its placement, but we got it. See that this one, yeah, it looks like this hand right here and this whole match. So then that's how you have him holding his volleyball on the front cover, or on the back cover, I think, of his box. And then we have another hand that is curved inside. And then we have these, and this one also has a nub. So I bet you can put the volleyball, but I bet this one is more meant to be used with his water bottle. As you can see, it also has a hole in there. So let me just get that one in there, maybe. Yeah, this looks like it goes right in there. And now it looks like he's holding his water bottle. It's very cool. I like it when they come with little extra props like this, and because most of all the Haikyuu ones have short sleeves and this separate arm, you can actually have Hinata drinking the water, or Kageyama, or Daichi, or whoever. You just have to keep track of whose prop is whose and whose arm belongs to who, so you don't mix them all up. But yeah, you can definitely swap them around, which is pretty cool. You can swap the faces too. That's also an awesome little thing to do. And then we have a flat hand right there that can go on his side. And that is pretty standard. For the Haikyuu Nendoroids, they come with a lot of leg and arm parts so that you can pose them as if they're playing volleyball. But yeah, then now let's try to see what pose we should put him in for our ending spin. I know it's pretty standard and not the most intense pose, but I really do like these like captain poses. And I like that he's holding the volleyball in a different way compared to all his other counterparts. I do really like the water bottle one, but I think for like an intense, more thumbnail image, this is the better photo. So let's get him into this. He's already has that face, so we don't have to change his faceplate. Don't have to change that arm, but do have to change this one, and we got to put on his cape jacket, as I like to call it. So let's do that. So for this one, keeping the same shoulder, just gotta pop out the arm. We've already put the volleyball on the hand, so that is good. And then we just gotta get it in there to make it look like that. There we go. And then it's just putting the jacket. But before I do that, I do want to separate these pieces so I can put them back in their spot. There we go. Go in there. And then, as you've seen me do a couple of times, if you watch my other videos, especially the other one, captain videos, there's a little nub in the back of the jacket right there. And there's the little hole in his back, which is where usually where the stand goes. But you just kind of put this around his neck and then just aim. Should more or less just go in there and then push a little, give it a little nudge, and it's perfect. He's wearing his cape jacket. And then you just would take the stand, and instead of this going into his back, it just goes into this hole right here that is similar to the one in his back. You just give it a little push, and then there you go. And his arm, those arm pieces move around a lot. Sometimes, as you've seen in other videos, they just fall off. So you gotta put them on, or some or more tightly in there, and they just kind of swish around. And then you would put him and kind of adjust to make him stand straight, which is always a bit finicky until you get it good. But then you got Ushijima posing with his cape. But that's pretty much it. He's a pretty standard Haikyuu Nendoroid. He's very cute. As you've seen, I haven't taken him out of his box as often, so he's in much better shape than some of my other Haikyuu Nendoroids. But I do have at least 1 or 2 pictures with him. Should definitely use him a lot more for Nendoroid photography, especially have like an all the captains photo. I think that would be pretty cool. Maybe a captains only volleyball game. That would be a nice little photography series. But yeah, that would be it for today's video. If you enjoyed this video and want to see some more, I hope you consider giving it a like and subscribing. I post unboxing videos for my Nendoroids or blind boxes every Friday at 11 AM Pacific time, with the occasional bonus video like my how to make a crochet sweater for your Nendoroid dolls. That if you want to make the way I make them, go ahead and check out that tutorial. You can find it on my channel as well. And I'm hoping to have more videos about Nendoroid photography and set building in the future, but maybe I'm getting a little way ahead of myself for now. We still have over 100 of Nendoroids to unbox, so I hope you'll tune in next week. Until then, bye bye!